Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, I'll be doing a recent journaling haul, and if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Alright guys, so I got all of this stuff from Amazon. This first part is going to be a little bit chatty, and then I'll actually go into the actual haul of the things that you see here. I will put a timestamp in the description box as well as the pinned comment if you're not interested in any of this first part and you just want to skip to the next part. So June was a bit of an interesting month for me. It wasn't actually as bad as it could have been, but I did start the month pretty much with some really bad knee pain, and then it kind of slid into COVID. Those two things aren't related, but they just happen to happen at the same time. And then trying to play catch up at work, got my symptoms again for COVID. So basically it was out of work for 2 weeks. I'm very thankful because I do have sick leave, so at least I get to get paid for that time I was out. I know that's not a thing for many people. And so during that time, my symptoms were pretty mild. It just felt like a mild to medium cold, but I was really tired and I just had zero motivation. So I just watched a lot of television, laid down a lot, and read a lot. So I'm definitely feeling a lot better, but I have yet to get my coloring book obsession motivation back. So while I've done just a little bit here and there just to finish up some things, I haven't been doing much. But what I have been doing is watching a lot of reading and bullet journaling videos here on YouTube. And I love journaling. It's just with the kind of time constraints I have, I usually just kind of focus on one hobby or the next. Reading, I kind of stick in there because I can read on the go or while I'm waiting for a bus. And so I had already decided I wanted to move my current reading journal method into something else, and then that kind of got me down a rabbit hole of watching those types of videos, and then I just wanted some new things. And so what you're going to be seeing in this video is the first part of that. I am waiting for a few more things from Amazon, and then a sticker order that I got from Etsy, because my reading journal, I do want to have a certain vibe going on with it. But I thought I'd do a video and show you some of the things that I got. If you've ever seen any of my coloring book pages, completed pages videos, you know that a lot of times my coloring pages end up being quite vibrant and bright. And I say end up because I never go in with a plan. And even if I have an idea in my head, more often than not, it doesn't go that way because I don't swatch. But I've always leaned towards neutrals and sort of vintage in my journaling. I do love kawaii. I do love anime. And so sometimes trying to get all of those things together can be a little bit difficult for me because they are distinct, and yet I think I could do it. But for this set you'll see right now, it definitely leans more towards the vintage, and then some of the things I'll be showing you probably later in the month definitely lean towards more the gothic, Victorian, kind of quirky, spooky vibe, because again, my reading journal, I do want it to be a kind of a specific theme. So let me kind of organize this. I'm sorry for the glare on any of the things, and I will link all of these things below just because they are very specific, and they will be affiliate links. You can click on them if you want to or not. I know sometimes it can be really hard finding particular things that are shown in videos, and so I'll just go through my order list and then just link it that way, just so that if you are interested, you can get to exactly this if they still have it in stock. So let me organize this and I'll be right back. So the first things I got are these mild liners. I love me some mild liners, and they recently came out with a neutral set, and these are absolutely my color wheel. I love these colors, and so mild liners, if you may or may not know, it's a highlighter but in very neutral mild tones. So it's not your day glow oranges and reds or yellows or whatever. These are definitely, even their regular sets, definitely lean more on the pastels. I usually am not a pastel person, except when it comes to my mild liners, because I love the entire collection and I have quite a few of them. But it does have a chisel tip. And then I rarely use it, but it also has a fine point tip as well. And so I did get all of these from Amazon. This I also picked up. I like the sort of parchment paper antique look, and I thought I would try out some distress spray because you can just shoot it on your page. I did some testing last night. Well, by testing I mean I did it and then I didn't realize it would bleed through. So this I'll have to use judiciously, but I do like the colorway, and it does give me that sort of tea stained look without having to get and do that. That just seems like a big process. This, I just need to be aware that it can bleed through to the other side. But I did get these two things for my journals because, again, I do lean towards the more neutrals, at least in the ones that I will be working on. By way of a colorway, you might not necessarily see a lot of vibrancy from it. I did order some stamps, and I've got a love-hate relationship with stamps, and I'm sorry if there's a glare on here. I love the look at them. This one specific one right here I got because Heba, I think that's her name, from My Little Journal uses this, and I love her journals because they are so very clean and crisp. But I also love the style of Mochi Bujo, which is very collaged and very vintagey and very scrapbooky. And I thought, well, maybe I could marry those two styles together, and I think I could get an interesting effect. But I have forgotten that my ability to stamp and stamp well, I think is something that I need to practice, because I was playing with this one right here. This is actually the stamp that I wanted. So it took me a minute to find it. But yeah, my stamping game is pretty on par to my Instagram game, which is, it's not very good. So I keep buying stamps, but I don't practice with stamps enough so that I can get a clean image without feathering or ghosting. I don't know if I'm not leaning on it enough. Maybe I'll just need to watch some videos. But yeah, these 4 came as a set because I actually only really wanted this one, but that's how they were being sold on Amazon. And then again, because I want to do a reading journal, and I was going to try to mix the My Little Journal Heba style with the Mochi Bujo. I don't remember her name. I think it's Heda. I think it's very close. Hida, maybe. I thought, well, I can always use more bookish type stamps. But again, my stamp game just makes me like, oh, what am I going to do? Because I actually have a bunch of just decorative stamps that I got secondhand from my friend Poet. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I am going to keep at it. I don't know if you guys will ever see it. Maybe I'll just do some tester pages. Who knows? I did buy some alphabet stencils, and I don't remember the channel that I had seen it on, but she was using these, and I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, that looks okay. But it has both upper and lower case. There are a lot of stencils, and I don't necessarily love all of the styles, but I loved enough of them that I thought, okay, this will be worthwhile to get. And I think there's an upper and lower case for each type of style. I'll just show you some of these here. The picture on Amazon, actually, if you zoom into it, you can see all the different styles. Because I have been seriously considering getting those typewriter font stamp sets, but honestly, knowing my stamp game is not that great, and then having to just stamp every single word, I don't know. I mean, on one hand, it seems like it could be very relaxing. I mean, when I'm in my journals, I do like to just draw lines and things. But on the other hand, I think I would hate my life. So I always go back and forth on those things. But yeah, some of these I really like. And yeah, so I got these. I have yet to use them. I think this is the kind of thing that I have to have a little bit more forethought when putting them down, just because of spacing and how to join them up. And so this is definitely something else I'll need to do by way of a learning curve, but this is something that I did get and want to incorporate in my journals. Now I actually got these two washi sets for work. All of the washi I had at work was really vibrant and bright, and they weren't something that I was really into anymore, because when I purchased them, they were all that was really available at Walmart at the time. And they're actually several years old because I bought them when I had first started the job. And I just realized they're just not the colorway that I enjoy. So I donated them to a friend's kids so they can use them. And like I said, I had ordered these for work because this is definitely the kind of vibe I like to use in my Hobonichi Weeks everyday carry. But then I'm looking at them and they're just so cute, so I kind of want to leave them here here at the house, because they also fit the kind of colorways I want to use in my reading journal. So I might actually have to order another set for work, because I do occasionally do some decorating there in some various sections of my everyday carry, but I don't have any washi there anymore. So yeah, and this one here came with these, and these are stickers. And so again, very vintagey, very cool. Now the thing with these is they don't feel like a thin washi type paper. They feel a little bit more plasticky, and so if you do want to do a bit of layering, you just need to be aware that you might have to put some glue on the top layer, because while it is okay to stick to the paper, sticking on another type of washi like this, it doesn't necessarily always want to stay down. They are beautiful, as you can see. There isn't a ton on the roll, but I do like these little curated sets because all of the colors go and I don't have to think. And I actually think these both go really well together. And as you can see, definitely more of a neutral kind of vintage aesthetic. So I did get these two washi sets from Amazon. Now this is an envelope pouch that I had made, but I no longer make these, and the ones that I had on stock I did donate. And so I kept a few for myself just because they make a good storage. As you can see, it is stamped for a happy planner. This won't go in a happy planner, but it still works as an envelope. It is laminated, so it's not going to last forever, but it'll last long enough for me. But I did get some of these sticker sets from Amazon. And it actually came in two different sets. So there is one set that came with all of these. I actually ordered this one first, thinking I had ordered this one. I didn't, and then I realized, nope, I still wanted it. And so the first set that I ordered just has these really interesting book spines. And they're a variety of colors and sizes, but they all lean towards neutral vintage books. And I don't know if these are actually books, literal books on here, or just to me to look like it, but I got this, and then I got these. These also have some book spines in it, but then it also had some of these Art Deco, some of these vintage, and some floral stickers. And they are just long washi type stickers. And what I usually do is bend a corner and then I can rip it that way. It is paper, it is thin. These more than likely I won't be cutting down at all. I don't know, it just depends on what I'm using it on. But I do like the various styles in here. And so all of these, because these all came in 3 different pouches and this came in 1, but I thought it'd just be easier just to put it in something. You don't have to put it in something that you make. You could just put it in an envelope or something. But that's how I'm storing these for now until I can figure out something better for it. But yeah, I did get these from Amazon as well, and I think they're really pretty. And the last thing I got is this journal. Now I had gone to Archer and Olive, but they have, I don't know when, but the last time I ordered from them was November of 2021. And at the time you could still qualify for free shipping no matter where you were in the US, as long as you met a certain dollar threshold. Well, that's no longer the case. So for Hawaii and Alaska, it doesn't matter how much you spend with them, you're going to get additional shipping and you won't qualify for free. So that's a bit of a bummer. I've always had mixed feelings about Amazon because they have extreme boutique prices, but they feel like a drop shipped kind of place. I love their products. I don't know. I want to support a small business, but it feels like Amazon. So yeah, I go back and forth. The only thing that I would purchase probably in the future is probably another one of these. This is one of their tearaway notepads, and I love having the ability to do that. It's a little smaller than my Maisie Lane Co. paper, so it's not a true A5, or my Maisie Lane Co. is not a true A5, but I do like having the ability to have really good paper that I can just tear away. So if I do ever order from Archer and Olive again, I hate paying more shipping than my mainland friends have to pay just because I live out of the 48 states. But yeah, if I do get another order from them, this is the thing that I'm going to buy, although probably, I don't know. I like the A5 size because it's pretty true to my Maisie Lane Co. But I think they also have a B5 size, and in that way I could make it, make bigger things. No, probably the A5. I'm sorry. And this I play around with, and I use in various things. This is actually what I'm going to be using for my reading journal. This is a Maisie Lane Co. dot grid journal. And while Archer and Olive, I think they started the 160 GSM kind of notebook craze because people were using a lot more mediums and wanted thicker paper than Moisture Morphology has. There's tons of journal companies out there, to include Notebook Therapy, Maisie Lane Co., a lot on Amazon, a lot of little boutique shops you can find online, so that you can get really good quality paper and not have to rely just on Archer and Olive. Because again, there's also other issues if you live internationally and they may not ship there. Now, I was able to get my name and my channel name personalized, and it does come with little icons on it. This is actually a faux leather, but I do like to keep my covers pristine, and so I have covered this with an A5 cover. I did have to jerry rig the back of it because I like using the elastic, and so I had to cut this and then tape it on so that I could use the elastic to close it. Now, I have not started this because I am waiting for a few more things, but this is what I plan to use for my reading journal. But I did want to purchase a new journal just because I wanted to. So I got one from Vivid Scribbles on Amazon. This is how it's packaged. It's beautifully packaged. This entire system that you see here was $24.99, I believe, and they had a variety of different colorways. I will be saving all of this to be using. I'll also save the box to use because it is a nice sturdy box, and so I can store some things in there. And I did get another green journal. I'm thinking I'm going to get another one of those A5 clear plastic covers just because this is a linen cover. It's got, I think that's a lotus flower on the side there. It is 200 numbered dot grid pages, 160 GSM. So again, if you are looking for thicker weight paper, you don't necessarily have to rely on Archer and Olive or Maisie Lane Co. There are some really good brands out there. Primrosia on Amazon, they actually have dot grid journals that are watercolor paper. Watercolor paper. And so they're even a better quality if you're doing a lot of wet mediums. If you're doing a lot of dry mediums or just drawing or collaging, then you don't necessarily have to look for watercolor paper. But I do love my Primrosia. But it does come with some bookmarkers. I don't usually use these, but I really love this color, as you can see. Very similar to this one. And I love that it's colored in here. Usually these are white. This first page is always problematic because of the way that it's glued in. So I always glue this to this. This is just a throwaway page for me. This does come with a key and an index because if you do the Ryder Carroll method, both of these things are integral in that. I don't use either of these things, so these I'd probably just collage on, but it does give you several index pages, and then it goes right into the numbered dot grid pages, and for the most part the lines do line up. Yeah, it looks like there's actually a little bit of a decline in this one. And I say that because if you are drawing lines across the paper, it can be problematic if your lines don't light up. I don't generally do that, and because I can see it, I can work around that, but that is something to take into consideration. The numbered pages help you with your index, because this is where you'd keep like a table of contents. Again, I don't use that, so I don't need that. And then it does come with a rather big pocket at the back. Again, vividscribbles.com is their website, although I did get this from Amazon. Oh, I didn't even notice this, but there are a couple of pages of pen test. Now, even though it's 160 GSM, if you use alcohol marker in here, it will bleed through. I don't know that it'll necessarily bleed through to the next page, but it will certainly bleed through to the back of whatever page you're using it on. So if you do want to use your alcohol markers because you want to do blending or whatnot, you'll either want to be aware of the bleed through and then just kind of plan around that, because you could always collage the back of it, or you could use something like this, or just get a paper from the back, do your drawing, alcohol markering, and then stick it in. So that's just a way that you can use it. But I am looking forward to this. This one, I think I might make into like a sort of collage-y commonplace book, where a commonplace book, if you're not aware, is where you read things or you see things or you hear things and you write them down in one just sort of reference journal. It'll be sort of like that because I will be looking up quotes and whatnot, but it isn't necessarily from things I'm reading at the moment, but just kind of emotions or feelings I want to put down on page by way of a quote that I found online. That's how I do a commonplace. Really, I want to kind of journal and collage in here. And this one, I definitely want to be a little bit more loose, not so much focused on the neutrals and whatnot, but just focused on just using some of my products. So sort of like a commonplace journal, reference journal, and a glue book, at least my understanding of those things. It does come with this little card. Those are some of the other collections that they have. And then it came with these stickers. I don't know that I'll be using them. I might just take these to work and just kind of repurpose them there. But I love that it came with this little set. And I love that it looks really boutique-ish, and it is quite affordable if you compare it to Archer and Olive or Notebook Therapy or any of those really small boutique-ish type of bullet journal companies. All right, guys, well, that is it for my journal haul. Again, I do have a few more things coming, and I'll show them to you later in the month, maybe when I do my birthday haul, because I know that I'm getting a few things from families and friends, and so yeah, maybe I'll just show it to you all then. I'd love to know what you guys think. Have you ever heard of any of these companies? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, well, that's it for me for now, and as always, aloha.